Today the lesson is from algebra, which is changing the subject. In this video you will learn how to rearrange a formula. We will start with the level 1, which gives you a basic knowledge on how to move terms across the equal to sign. In the first example, we have made D the subject of the given equation. Now in this given equation, it is A which is the subject. So our aim should be to give this position to D. As a basic rule, I would say if you want to make D the subject, it just means that D has to be all alone in this side. So to make D alone here, the process is that plus 7 goes to the other side of the equation. Now we already have A on this side, so plus 7 moving into the left hand side becomes minus 7, and this is your D. Putting the subject on the left hand side. So D is equal to A minus 7. Moving to the next question, make D the subject of S is equal to D minus T. By now you know that you have to make D alone. So the minus t here shifts to the left hand side and you have s plus t equals d. So minus t shifting to the other side changes sign to plus. So you can write your answer d is equal to s plus t. This is your final answer. Next example, make d the subject of k is equal to d over 2. So you can see that the first two operations were dealing with plus and minus terms coming along with d, but here you can see division. Now to make d alone, you have a 2 getting divided to it. So when 2 is shifted to the other side, the division here turns to multiplication. So it's 2 times k, which is your d. And your answer should be D equals 2k. The last example, make D the subject of x is equal to 3d. So here you can see that to make D alone, you have to remove this 3, and it's the multiplication that happens between 3 and d. So when you shift this to the other side, it becomes division. So here when d is the subject, d is equal to x divided by 3. So these are the basic movements that you should know when a term is being added or subtracted, or when it is divided or multiplied by the variable that need to be the subject or need to be made the subject. Moving on to level 2. In level 2, we will see how to solve equations when you have more terms on the LHS or the RHS. LHS is left hand side and RHS stands for right hand side. Rearrange 2x minus y plus 1 equals 5 to make x the subject. As discussed in level 1, make x term alone on one side. As my first step, to make x alone, I'll be removing plus 1 to the other side. So it becomes minus 1. And minus y on this side shifting to the other side, it's going to be plus y. So let me write that here. 2x is equal to, I have 5 there, and plus 1 being shifted becomes minus 1, and minus y to the other side becomes plus y. So now I have 2x is equal to 5 minus 1 is 4 plus y. So here I have 2 multiplied with x. So to get rid of the 2 here, this multiplication of 2 on the other side, it is a division of 2. So this is how the 2 gets shifted. Multiplication changes to division. This is your final answer. One more question from level 2 where you have to make x the subject of the equation, and following the same steps, I have 3x here, and your aim should be to make the x term alone on one side. So I'll start pushing these terms to the other side. So I'll have just 3x here, and on the right hand side I have y plus 1 already present on the side. So now minus 4 shifted to the other side becomes plus 4, and here plus 2y. If there is no sign, it just means it is a positive value. So plus 2y shifting to the other side becomes minus 2y. Now 3x is equal to, I'm combining the like terms here. I have 1 plus 4 giving me 5, and I have negative 2y plus y giving me a minus y. So I'll write 5 minus y here, and it is 3x, so x is going to be 5 minus y divided by 3. Just one more reminder, when you put the division sign, don't write it like this. This is wrong. Make sure that you have this division line extended long enough so that the whole term 5 minus y is divided by 3. Next we move on to level 3 questions, where you can see fractions either on the left hand side or right hand side of the equality sign. Here the hint is that when you have fractions coming on either side of the equation, you have a by b equal to c by d. So what you do is cross multiply. So you have a times d equal to b times c. So this is exactly what I'm going to do here. I'll multiply to the side and will multiply 4 with t on the other side. So I have 2 multiplied by y minus t equals 4t. I will expand the brackets then. So 2y minus 2t is equal to 4t. I can see t here and here, so the aim is to bring all the t terms to one side. So 2y is equal to 4t. Minus 2t on this side will be plus 2t. So I have 2y equals 4 plus 2, 6t. And removing the 6 to the other side, 2y over 6 is my t. So my final answer, t is the subject here, which is equal to 2y over 6. Now here in the simplest form, you can write t is equal to y over 3. Make t the subject of the equation. Y is equal to t over 6 plus 4. Your first step should be to remove this plus 4 to the other side and not to take 6 to the other side. That is not the approach. So plus 4 moving to the left hand side becomes minus 4 equals t over 6. In the next step, I will be multiplying this 6 with this whole term, where you get 6 multiplied by y minus 4 equals t. So t is equal to 6y minus 24. I have just expanded the brackets here. So this is my final answer, where t is the subject. Moving to level 4, you have subject variable trapped inside a square root, which means here the question is to make k the subject of the equation, and you can see k is trapped inside the square root. Taking you back to some prior knowledge, we have learned in surds that square root of 3 times square root of 3 is equal to 3. Or you can say square root of x times square root of x, which technically means you're squaring the surd here, which is x. If you need further clarification, let me just say it just means x to the power 1 by 2 times x to the power 1 by 2 is equal to, when you have the same base, you're applying the rules of indices, which is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. You're adding the power because you have the same base, which gives you x to the power 1. And this is the reason why when you square a surd, the square root just escapes. So we're going to use this technique here by squaring both the sides. So here I will have square root of k minus 13. I'll square the left hand side and I'll square the right hand side. whatever operation is done on the left has to be applied to the right. So here I get k minus 13 is equal to c square. So to make k the subject, I'm shifting this negative 13 to the other side. So k becomes c square plus 13. That's the answer. Now you can pause the video and try to solve these two questions by yourself and just check the answer. In level 5, we will discuss the case where the variable that needs to be the subject is a squared value. So that will be the last type of questions that we will discuss today. Make s the subject of the equation, and you have here s squared plus a over u equals u. So step 1 is where you cross multiply. So s squared plus a is equal to u squared. To make s squared the subject, I have u squared minus a here. I'm shifting this plus a to the other side. And you can see s squared is u squared minus a. So I will take the square root on both sides. So this becomes u squared minus a. And don't forget the plus or minus. Solving one more question from this section, which is making s the subject of the equation. 9z minus 5 over 2s is equal to 3s. The step 1 will be to cross multiply here. I have 9z minus 5 is equal to 3s times 2s. So 9z minus 5 is equal to 3 times 2 is 6s squared. My aim is to make s the subject, so I have a 6 multiplied here, which will be divided on the other side. So this is my s squared. I know whenever my variable here that is the subject is squared, I have to take square root on both the sides. So my s is going to be plus or minus square root of 9z minus 5 over 6. Finally, a question for you to think what to do if the variable is cubed. Let me know in the comment section if you know the answer or if you need my help.